Hi, everyone. So we have the lovely Laura here and Mother Maggie. And I thought this was interesting because I think I saw a post the other day about a person saying I have two eating disorders, anorexia and ARFID. And Laura, by the way, you're almost 25 years old. You were originally diagnosed with anorexia.
Yes.
Yeah. How did that come about, by the way?
It was a bit of, I think, when I dislocated my knee, that was about 2 years ago, wasn't it? I ended up spending quite a lot of time on my own. Like, I wasn't working because I worked as a waitress, so I couldn't work. And so I was living away from home with my partner, and I just kind of noticed that I wasn't like really having meals, and I wasn't cooking for myself and things. So and people have always said things to me that like, oh, you look really skinny and all this and blah blah blah. So I kind of came to you, didn't I, and just said, okay, I think I do kind of need to see someone, or I need a bit of help. Like, so I kind of finally missed it, and then we went to see like a private nutritionist and therapist. She was, and she kind of diagnosed me, and then we went to the GP, and then they put me kind of.
But can I ask the nutritionist? On what basis did they diagnose you? I mean, because when I said, well, I would imagine someone would say, and I'm doing this on the forum because it's educational. I would imagine a nutritionist say, well, you used to eat food, so what stops you eating food at the moment? And if you say, well, I've just lost my appetite, but you didn't say I'm really terrified of being fat, for instance. So I'm just wondering how it's this thing that sort of really does my head in, because somebody going off food doesn't mean they're anorexic.
Yeah.
And the reason I say this is they wasted a lot of your time, because you told me you went for 5 months, Monday to Friday, 10 to 3:30 at St. Anne's treatment for anorexia, which was kind of, well, a waste of time because of the wrong diagnosis.
Yeah.
And then you told me.
There was a few things that I came away with. Like, I realised that I do like a lot of avoiding of my problems. And there was parts that worked, but it just kind of every time I got somewhere, I kind of like stepped back again, and I was like scared of everything. And it was treating the wrong kind of problem.
Yeah. Because when I asked you what stops you eating other food, you said, well, it's the fear of the texture, not knowing what to expect and stuff, which is a classic ARFID symptom. So it's just getting out there, because there are people who still join the forum who go, I'm not sure what my daughter or son has, and is it anorexia, is it ARFID? So, well, it's much more going to be ARFID than anything,
So Laura was healthy though there for a while. Her weight was a lot better, say 3 years ago. So I think it's anorexia to a certain extent, but as you say, it's part and parcel.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because I do live things because I don't know the outcome.
No.
I don't choose clients I know it'll work. I'm saying this like, let's find out what's going on. How are things related? Because we're all learning. It's not always simple. Some things are variables with other things. Yeah. But this is all helping about raise awareness. You've brought some foods in today.
Yes.
If I'd say to you, for instance, can you eat them now? You'd say, well, no, because I'm worried about what they'll taste like, right? Yeah. So if at the end of the session you're able to eat them calmly, obviously that's proof. Yeah. Great. Maggie, did you have something you're about to say while I was...
Before we went on to this, I was going to say, as a parent, can be very frustrating. Laura spent 5 months at St. Anne's. I was able to go to a parent support group in the evening, but I wasn't ever allowed to hear how Laura was doing at St. Anne's. I was never allowed in. I don't know if that was down to Laura that stopped it, but I feel as the hospital, they should have brought me in at some stage to discuss.
Yeah.
And I felt very pushed out.
Yeah.
We're supporting Laura through all this time she's off. And as a parent, it's very, very frustrating. So that's why when I spoke to you last week, I wanted to see whether you would have me in the room.
Well, I do. I mean, I sort of understand where they're coming from, because if they think it's anorexia, they believe sometimes the family dynamics, and you have an overbearing mother, so they want you to have the freedom to speak for yourself. Yeah. But obviously, for me, ARFID is usually independent of the parents, no matter what they do.
I wouldn't have wanted total.
Yeah.
But I just feel that they should have met me to ask from the family point of view how Laura was doing, how Laura had changed. Was there anything else that I felt could be bringing this on or anything,
Yeah, for sure.
That's where I felt that there was a stumbling block.
Well, it does make sense to me, because if I'm seeing someone anorexia, ideally I want to see parents, I want to see an interaction, I want to see people together than individually, not just one, because you're only getting a bit of the picture. So I don't really understand.
Did you ever stop it? For
no,
me,
I
being
spoke
honest.
to them about it. Like it was later on. Like it wasn't really something from the beginning. But then when you said you would like to, and I did speak about it with my key worker. But I think I didn't like organise it as well as I could have. Like,
so were they up to? Were they?
Like they were like, yeah, like if you want to kind of thing. But it was kind of like, yeah, I guess it was my.
Okay.
But it was never something that they were like.
Sure.
Do you want like?
Yeah.
I
So-
had to bring it up.
So in terms of this today, we it sounds more like ARFID. It might be timed as others. So let's see what happens, basically. But just to show, But again, thanks for this, because it's always about educating, and you can join the forum afterwards and keep us.